3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode number 6 of Have a Nice Day Show. This is your host, Janine.
And this is Joshua.
And before we start today's episode, I just want to talk about our last episode where we gave out some unethical life hacks.
And I hope no one has actually performed any of those because we have been getting a lot of feedback saying, oh, these are so smart. And I'm like, I don't think you should.
I'm not sure if smart is the right word.
No, it is actually very smart, but very wrong at the same time.
That's true. Yeah. So guys, if you've done it, let us know.
Yeah, so let us know. I still want to know what went on in your heads when you actually tried it.
Exactly. But I wanted to... So we got some feedback. We put out a poll. Again, as usual, we're using our social media for our polls. And we put out a question, which was it mine or your rapid fire question?
I think it was mine.
Your rapid fire question. Yes. You asked me if I ever cut in line.
Yeah.
And so we asked our listeners as well. And 57% out of them.
That's a big number, by the way. It's like half
Actually
of our listeners.
And I was hoping for a smaller number, but it was the majority. So 57% out of y'all have cut in line, guys. You didn't tell us exactly what did you do, except for one. I won't name her because she didn't want to be named.
I know who.
I was with her at that time.
And I'm judging her. I've met you once and I didn't think you were that kind of person, dear. So, yeah.
If you're listening to this, Josh was judging you.
Josh was judging you hard.
I'm not, because I love you so much.
You were with that person. That's
I was.
why I had that.
Okay, so...
To be honest, everyone, I think, once in their life has cut in line.
Yeah. Maybe not deliberately. Maybe sometimes by mistake, like, oh, I didn't know
I didn't know there was a line. Yeah.
And then you're already in there. So you're like, you know what? I'm already in. So I wouldn't go out and then go back.
Yeah, you wouldn't waste your time and then go to the back of the line. You'll just stand there and hope that nothing bad happens to you or like no one confronts you.
Yes.
But it's a great way. It is a great method of saving time.
Yeah.
When you have something to do or when you're in a hurry for something.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why we dedicated this episode on time management. And believe it or not, it was an episode request from one of our listeners. So please do keep sending us questions or whatever you want us to talk about in our future episodes because we actually listen to you guys and we're going to make this real. So before we start, obviously we have our segment on rapid fire questions.
Do you want to do you have it, the question, like his exact question? It wasn't too long, but so if you want to read it word for word.
I will do that. So the question that we got from one of our listeners is, Hero, can you please do time management for the next episode because I'm out here suffering?
Did he really say hero?
He said hero. Just a play on the Chinese language.
I was going to ask, is it
accent.
Chinese or Japanese? But okay, yeah.
Oh, even I don't know.
Mm.
Okay, one of them Asian places.
Ooh.
Cancelled. No, but I think it is a very important topic that we should be talking about. Me personally, I don't manage my time very well. And I know this because I'm very aware about it. So that's why I'm really excited to do this episode because I want to see what Janine has in her mind and maybe just learn something from there from our own podcast.
Yeah.
But before we begin, let's do a rapid fire question session.
One of our favorite segments. We really have to put in like a sound effect before the rapid fire question. Thank you for doing a manual.
Yeah, manual because we're on a budget, guys.
Yeah. Until we hit like 10 episodes probably.
Yeah,
after the episode 8 mark where we said that we have to get over the 8 mark.
The 8 hump.
The 8 hump. There you go. So maybe by the 10th episode we'll have a soundtrack to it that's not manual coming from your mouth.
No. Because I'm not really good with my mouth. Okay. So who's asking the first question? It's
You're
myself.
asking the first question, yes.
So are you ready?
Yeah.
It's kind of long, so just trying to...
Okay, I'll listen to it intently.
Intently, yeah.
Okay,
so have you seen this movie called Click?
No.
Adam Sandler, you haven't seen? Where he's...
Yes.
Yeah, you have seen it. Yeah,
yes.
okay. So it's an Adam Sandler movie, everyone, where he can bend time using a remote control. So if you were given that remote control, would you move back into the past or forward into the future?
Oh, wow. What a question. Rapid fire. I think I'm going to go back to the past.
Okay.
Will I? Oh, I think so. Because I don't want to know what's going to happen in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want my present actions to be biased upon what's going to happen in the future. Because then maybe when I mess up with it, it won't happen.
Yeah.
You know, because it's all in it's already in your head that it's going to happen, and you might trigger something that might affect what's going to happen in the future.
Makes sense.
Because time is a continuum.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, smart one.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's correct, but
when I edit it, I'll make it sound smart.
Exactly.
Back in the 1800s, you know.
So that's my answer. I would say go back in the past. I might not necessarily change anything because I don't really believe in changing your past, because whatever happened in the past happened for a reason. But maybe I would go back and just relive some moments that I love.
Yeah, that was part of the question, but I just left it out. But
yeah,
you actually said it best.
Yeah.
Because reliving some certain special events in your life over and over again might make you feel happier.
Yeah. Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Just to go back in the past and just have another talk with my granddad, or another drive with him, or watch another MMA match with him.
NBA game as well.
And an NBA game. That would be really nice. So that's my answer.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. My turn.
I'm so nervous. Again, I always get nervous when Janine asks me.
This is a very basic question. Okay. So let's say you have a deadline tomorrow.
Okay.
To pass, let's say you're in school. Okay. Or at work, whatever. You have something to finish.
Right.
A project to finish, and you have a deadline tomorrow. Would you pull an all-nighter and finish it, or will you sleep early, wake up early, and finish it in the morning?
I would pull an all-nighter.
Okay.
So that was something I wanted to talk about, but I honestly couldn't find where I could speak about it during this episode. But I think it also comes down to when your energy levels are the best. So Janine and myself we're opposites. Polar opposites when it comes to when our, how do I say it? When our energy levels...
Circadian rhythm.
Yes, exactly. So it's, Janine's a morning person and I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
So I work better in the evenings or the night. That's when my energy levels are the highest.
Yeah.
So even back from college or when I was in high school, I would really sleep late, trying to finish everything I can do, and wake up at the 11th hour and just submit it.
Okay.
So I would make sure that before I sleep, everything is done. So when I just wake up, do my thing, hand in over whatever I was supposed to submit. So yeah, that's me. I'm an all-nighter guy.
Okay.
I would bang it out until the morning.
Yeah, because your brain works better in the evening, or late afternoon to the evening time. And you're able to be more productive, I would say. Okay.
I'm a guy who hits the snooze every time in the morning as well.
Okay.
So if I have to leave it till the morning, I know I will not get it done.
Okay.
So I might as well get a good night's sleep after I know that I've accomplished whatever I have to.
Oh.
That function isn't supported.
That function isn't supported. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to pull an all-nighter. Thank you, Bixby, because that function is not supported in my head at night. I can only do stuff in the morning. Not only do stuff in the morning, but I feel my brain is much more refreshed, much more ready to accomplish things in the morning.
Not for me, sister. Not for me.
Okay, bro.
I hate mornings. I'm not a morning person at all. And you know this better than anyone.
Yeah, but I wasn't as well before.
Mm-hmm.
And I trained myself to be a morning person.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I'll learn something from this episode really then.
There you go. So let's start with point number 1, which is the rule of 3. So this, I really apply this rule at work or during the weekends. Or you can apply this to anything, I would say. So the rule of 3 is created by J.D. Meyer. So he's an author, and the book is called Getting Results the Agile Way. And he said, to be able to manage your time better, know what your priorities are, and try to stick to 3, because you can't really accomplish a lot in a day, right? You only have 24 hours in a day. How much can you fit in that day? So what I do is the night before, or before I leave the office, I write down 3 things that I want to accomplish the next day. And so in that way, I can manage my time and say, okay, in the morning, I'm going to finish this task. In the mid-afternoon, I'll finish this task. And before I leave, I'll finish this task. And if I'm able to finish the 3 of them, then I can then insert other things that I want to do or need to do as well. But at least I know that I have these 3 non-negotiables that I need to finish within the day.
Okay.
And
so it's like planning ahead
exactly
for the next day.
Exactly.
Writing down the 3 things down. And then acting on it the next day. So in a way, you already know what you have to accomplish without having that mindset where like, okay, what am I supposed to do today?
Exactly.
Because it happens to me.
Yeah.
But for me, like, it's in the morning when I wake up, like when I'm getting ready for work, that's when my mind wanders, and not wanders, but like it's thinking about like, okay, this is the things you have to do today. But I think planning it a day before,
writing it down, because there's only so much information your head can hold. And in the morning, it might be able to retain a lot of information, but by midday, you might forget it. So just grab your phone, write it down. If you have a pen and a notebook that you carry around with you, write them down so that you dump them out of your brain and you don't hold your brain accountable for keeping all of this information, because then you'll stress out your brain as well. So plan things ahead so that you don't waste your time thinking about, what am I going to do next after finishing or accomplishing a task. Planning ahead, doing them 1, 2, 3, like a well-oiled machine.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll
So-
incorporate that into my life.
Number 2
Okay.
is use a calendar. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Calendars are not for oldies.
Mm.
Yeah. You have a calendar on your phone. If you work, you have a calendar on your Outlook. You have a calendar on your computer. You have a calendar that you can flip. Those big calendars that you can put in your room.
Wall calendars.
Exactly. There's a lot of calendars, and just if you want to sync them all together, great. If you don't want to sync them together, as long as you have a calendar, book yourself time within that calendar. Book yourself slots within the calendar where you want to accomplish things. So, for example, first, you've thought of the 3 things that you want to do. Look at your calendar, see how many hours within that day do you have meetings. Maybe book one section to say, this is where I'm going to work on task number 1. Task number 2, I'll slot it in here after lunch or before lunch. And task number 3, I'll put them here. In that way, you know that within that time, you need to finish this thing. And also be realistic. When you book yourself some time and you know that this task will need more than an hour, then book yourself that. If you know this certain task will only take 20 minutes, then book yourself that. And then you will be able to make it as a habit that if there's anything, you book yourself that time and you're holding yourself accountable to finish that certain task within that time. And then when you look at your calendar, you'll also see when are your free slots. And within those free slots, you can then do whatever you want to do. Read your emails, read a book, meet a friend, or do anything.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I think you should treat your calendar like a personal assistant. Because now a lot of these calendar or these apps, they help you plan out your day. And there are some days where I would confirm to someone, oh yeah, sure, I will meet you, or sure, I'll do a show.
Yeah.
But I'm already booked for that day, and without me knowing it, I already gave my confirmation to someone. It creates a lot of havoc, and I think it's just a good way to remind yourself that, okay, I'm busy this day, so let me not make any other plans for this day because I already committed to someone. And I think it is really a good idea as well.
Even simple tasks or simple things that you do on a day-to-day basis, like in the morning, I go to the gym every day. So I have, for example, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30, I'm in the gym. And then 8:30
you put that on
to
your
9.
calendar, or
I do. It's not in
mentally-
my calendar, but mentally I know that until 9 a.m., my whole calendar is blocked in the morning because I'm in the gym.
Right.
And 8:30 to 9, I'm getting ready for the office. So by 9, I'm in the office. And then by 9, I have my office calendar up until 6:30. And then after that, I have my personal calendar, which is on my phone to say, oh, I'm meeting someone, or I have my life group, or I have my book club. And those days that I don't have anything, then I know that I can use that time to go home and cook. Or to go home and watch The Office or a Netflix show or whatever. In this way, I can manage my time and say, okay, these are the days I'm busy. These are the days that are a little bit free. And you know when and where to slot anything that you would like to. Make sense?
Makes sense. I'm learning a lot, to be honest. I'm just like nodding at Janine like, oh, okay.
Okay, tell me
Calendar.
more. Tell me more,
So
master.
calendar and rule of threes. Got it.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm taking a page from everything that Janine says. Putting it down in my book.
Point number 3. Preparation is key.
Mm-hmm.
So once you have your calendar filled, and for example, myself, I go to the gym every morning, I make sure that I prepare the night before for the gym so that I don't wake up in the morning trying to find what gym clothes am I going to wear, wasting time going around my house, trying to think, oh, did I get my vitamins? Oh, did I get my pre-workout? Did I stuff my clothes that I'm supposed to wear for the office? Because all of this, I've already prepared the night of. So I prepare my gym clothes, my office clothes, anything that I need to drink, pre-workout, whatever, my protein powder if I need to. And in the morning, I wake up, brush my teeth, get ready, and then leave. So I don't waste time just going around and trying to think, oh, what have I missed? What have I forgotten? What have I...
Janine forgets a lot of things.
Like...
I can write. I already gave you a list of the things you forgot.
Yes, you actually did. Thank you for giving me that list.
Glasses is one of them.
Yeah.
My glasses.
So glasses, my cup of coffee, my
Your
lunch,
earphones.
my earphones. So prepare everything if you can the night off. So it's just a grab and go and you don't waste time in the morning going around.
So I do the same thing when you just mentioned it. So I already plan my 5 days worth of clothes for when I go to work.
Really?
So I know what
That's
I'm going to
nice.
wear on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that saves me the hassle of allotting a lot of time to it in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I know what should be in my pockets at all times.
Oh,
So
okay.
I know, okay, my phone, my earbuds, and my wallet should always be in my pocket.
So when it feels lighter.
Yeah, that's so I know what
Okay.
I have to prepare in order to, when I should leave the house, what I should bring with me.
And how light your pants are.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pull them down to the floor and...
And try to find money in Dubai Mall.
Guys, you have to listen to the episode number 5 to get that joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just cycle back to it once you're done with this, because I think you're already in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But give that episode a listen. I really had fun doing that episode.
Yeah.
So, but preparation is key.
Preparation is key.
And I think it also boils down to when you're deciding what you're going to eat for the day. If you prepare the night before or you prepare your meal in advance.
That is so true. You know how much time I waste going through Deliveroo, going through food apps, just to think of what food I'm going to eat?
And you always end up ordering the same thing.
I always end up ordering the
same.
same thing. But I'm fumbling through the app to just look at what are the options.
Yeah.
What are the 50% offs on that day? What are the offers?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm just ordering the same thing. So I wasted 15, 20 minutes just going through the app. Instead, I could have just eaten the food that I've prepared at home.
Mm-hmm.
Or if there's something, just think of it and just order it right away. Don't scroll through. Don't be distracted. That brings us to point number 4, which is switch off things that might distract you. So if there's something that you want to do, just put your phone on do not disturb. If you know that within this set time, because you've already booked it in your calendar, in this set of time, you really need to be focused, switch off everything.
Yeah.
Put your phone away or put it to do not disturb mode. And that will help you just focus and finish whatever you need to be done in that time that you've set yourself to. And I just wanted to give us a statistics on things that distract us. So an average person gets interrupted every 8 minutes. So that's approximately 7 times in an hour. And when you calculate it, that's about 50 to 60 times in a day. So imagine how much distraction is around us. It may be from a colleague coming in. It may be from your parents coming in when you're studying. It may be from a friend who's trying to get a hold of you. It may be notification from ASOS saying, hey, we have a sale, or anything. Your phone, anything can be a distraction. So try to rid yourself of a lot of those when you know that you need to zone in to something and finish a certain task.
Thinking about it, I don't think I've worked like straight 10 minutes without being uninterrupted.
Right?
So it makes a lot of sense. Like someone wants to come and tell me the new office gossip
Yeah.
or the new sale, like what you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think turning off notifications on your phone or there is a setting on phones where you can set a bedtime.
Yes.
So they like your phone automatically knows to put itself to sleep or switch off all notifications, all incoming calls.
Yeah, that's the icon on iPhone. So the moon icon, if you press on that for iPhone users, it will the phone will know that you do not want to be disturbed. So it'll switch off all notifications. I think calls can still get through, but no notifications from social media or shopping apps or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should try that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do try it. Like my phone is on do not disturb right now, but I think setting it like because you need to have your downtime as well before you call it a night,
Yes.
and you should not look at your mobile or try to just wind down your brain without like being like overload of information before you go to sleep.
30 minutes before I go to bed, my phone is away. I can't look at it because your brain will still be active looking at your phone, and even the phone light, the blue light.
The phone light, yeah, it reduces the melatonin in your body, and it makes it harder for you to sleep at the end of the day.
This is why I put my phone away for me. So even in the morning when I wake up, I can't snooze it because it's far away from me. I have to stand up to get my phone.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Or like try to put it here.
Okay.
Away from my bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we're on that topic, there was something that I read as well that speaks about trying to still be productive before you call it a night. So like, let's say you've just finished your 9 to 5, you get home, you automatically go onto your bed or your couch and you just start lazing around. But you should not do that. The moment you get home, still try to be productive. Like cook your meal, read a book, whatever it is that makes you feel like you've accomplished something. Maybe even go to the gym, go for a walk, and then call it a night.
Yeah.
Because in your mind, it tells you that you've worked hard this day. A certain reward is attached to it when you come back home or when you start unwinding down for the day. And that turn will form a habit. Then you feel more accomplished when you hit the sack,
I think my next point is related to that. So I have, which is point number 5, I have something that's called the 20-minute rule, wherein when I come home, and instead of me like sitting on the couch right away, I take my timer and I put on a 20-minute timer and I do anything around the house. So I put my bags away, I fold up the clothes if they're right out when I'm from the drying rack. I start preparing my food, and you will be surprised at how much things you can accomplish within 20 minutes. So compare being productive within 20 minutes versus sitting on the couch scrolling through social media for 20 minutes. You've lost so much time that you could have used doing something else.
Exactly.
And I use that as well in the office, like connected to point number 4, wherein you don't want to be distracted because you have that time slot. Book yourself that 20 minutes, put a timer, set your phone aside. And within that 20 minutes, don't be distracted. Don't use anything. Just do the task itself and just fire away. Once the 20 minutes is done, whatever you're doing, stop it and take a break. And you will be so productive. There is a study that says you need breaks, right? So within the 20-minute time, I think it's 20 minutes or a little over 20 minutes where your brain can actually focus so much and be productive until it needs a break. So 20 minutes is a good enough time for you to just fire anything.
Like bang it out and then...
Exactly. Just do it. 20 minutes. And then after that, once your alarm starts ringing, stop whatever you're doing. You can take a walk if you want to, go around the office building or go around your house. Take like a 5-minute break and then repeat if needed. But you will be surprised at how much you can accomplish within 20 minutes.
This 20 minutes, I think, is just a benchmark because there are sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do this for 20 minutes and then on to the next project.
Yeah.
But then that 20 minutes end up being like 30 minutes, 40 minutes as well.
Yeah.
So I think in your mind, it's telling you, okay, 20 minutes, that's a short amount of time. Let me just start doing it. But in the end, it builds up to a bigger number and you just really get focused onto your word. You bang it out as much as you possibly can. And then you realize, oh, I've been working continuously for like 50 minutes. Let me take a 10-15 minute breather, go to the water machine, water dispenser, sorry.
Water machine.
Water machine. Produce me some water, wine machine. And then...
Then it starts talking to you.
yeah, I'm like,
Be careful, you might
crazy.
drown. Don't choke on water,
Don't
Joshua.
come too near me. Like, maintain your distance, sir. I'm like, oh,
I don't want to kill you, sir.
not today, man. Just dehydrated.
Yeah, that's so true though. When you start doing that thing, because you're already doing it, so
Yeah.
you're already like productive, you're already into it, and you're like, oh, the time is done, 20 minutes is done, but you still want to do whatever you're doing.
I think once you're in that flow, it just automatically takes control of you.
Yeah.
And you're just working and you really don't know what you're doing. You know, there are moments in the day when you're just on autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it boils down to as well, right?
Yeah. What did Bixby say again?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. Friday.
Thank you for letting us know, Bixby.
Thank you.
Okay, point number 6. Learn to say no in a delicate and polite manner, I would say. Because if you don't know how to say no, and it connects to what you said earlier with the calendar booking, you'll fill up your calendar and you won't be able to manage your time. You're just saying yes to everyone. Because understand that when you're saying yes to something, you're also saying no to something that you've already perhaps previously booked, or saying no to yourself, or depriving yourself of that me time that you need as well. So just be careful to things that you're saying yes to. And if you need to say no, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be scared to say no, in a polite manner, of course, not in a rude manner. And just let that person know that, hey, I can't now, or I can't at this time. How about, and give them a suggestion of when you're free. Because you're going to look back at your calendar and you've booked yourself, your time and your time slots, and you'll know when you're free.
Because for me, honestly, I have this disease to please. So I like to say yes to everyone who approaches me for some sort of work. And I think it also, what you can do when it comes to a situation like this is to maybe delegate it to someone else.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm quite busy right now. Maybe you can ask Johnson or James for some assistance. Because if it does take me away, it does divert my attention from what I'm supposed to accomplish today, and then maybe you can see someone else who's free or who has more time on their hands, and you can ask them to maybe approach them.
Yeah, because you already have your 3 non-negotiables as well.
Exactly.
So if you know that you're already strapped on time and you have an hour to go within your day before you leave the office, or before you submit a certain assignment to or homework to your teacher, make sure that you finish your 3 non-negotiables before you say yes to anything else.
Before you take on new tasks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you should do. You should get an intern at your company and just dump everything onto your intern. That's what we do. Hey, intern.
Hey, intern, are you busy?
All
you
those
wanna do
boring
this?
kind of jobs or
Yeah, but when I was an intern, I
monotonous
was
jobs.
very happy to do them because I was learning.
Yeah.
You know, when you're an intern, you're just there to learn.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
think they would like it when people approach them to do work. So
Yeah. And sometimes they're not always busy, so they're just like, give me some work.
that's true.
I would love to do more. They always have that positive, you know,
Yeah, because they don't know how this 9 to 5 job will ruin them and
in
make
the
them dead
future.
inside. Yeah.
make them enjoy what they're doing for the moment.
Exactly.
Until they hit that wall and they're like, oh, this is not fun.
This is what I'm supposed to be
Is
doing for
this
the rest
is-
of my life until I die.
Is this what adulting means?
Yeah, adulting. This is adulting.
Welcome to the real life,
Exactly.
interns.
Welcome.
Welcome to the dark side. Okay, point number 7. If there is something you can do right away, or if it's something that you can accomplish in 5 minutes, just do it. Just do it. Even if you've slotted 20 minutes in your calendar to do a certain thing, if something falls in your lap and it takes less than 5 minutes to do it, just get it out of the way. If there's an email that pops up suddenly and you know that you have the answer to it, you know the reply, just reply to it. Because then you might forget to reply back to it, or you might just ignore it and then suddenly forget to reply to it, you know, in a day or two.
And that person then sends a reminder and you're like, oh crap.
Yeah. And it's not just work related. So for example, when you're eating and you're watching Netflix at the same time and you finish and you put your plate down on the table, if it takes you literally less than 5 minutes to walk to the sink and put the plate down, not necessarily washing the dish itself, but go to the sink, put it down, put some water on it, wash it a little bit, rinse it, and get back to your Netflix if you want to. But those little less than 5 minute habits will make you gain more time in the future.
I do the exact opposite. If I know it's something that's gonna take me 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, I can do this all later. Like what you said, like bang it out in 20 minutes. Yeah. So I that's the time when I would think, okay, I would set my mind for 20 minutes. Whatever I couldn't do, I would do it in that time frame. So I don't know. Maybe it's something we can check. I think it comes down to individual.
Yeah. If you feel that you're being distracted right away, maybe not.
Yeah.
But really, if it's less than 5 minutes, what harm will that do to you? Just
I
get
think I
back
would
to
pause
whatever
my
you're doing.
show and I'm like, oh, looks like I have to put this in the sink. Then once I put it in the sink, I'm like, I don't want to leave it here. Let me wash it. So that's my thought process when
Okay.
it comes to all this kind of things.
Yeah. How long will it take you to wash that one plate?
6 minutes. 6 minutes.
Well, then it's a minute over the time. Then that's fine.
Yeah.
And then you get back to your show and put it on play and you're done.
Okay, I'll try it out.
Try it out and see.
I'll give my feedback next week.
Yeah.
On
See,
next
just
week's episode.
try it out. There's no harm in trying. If it doesn't work for you, then don't
Yeah,
do it.
these are not surefire ways, guys, that you will
Exactly.
make you think, oh, now I can conquer my life and I've now managed my time perfectly.
Yeah.
I think in your individual preferences.
Yeah.
So just try it. It's nothing that you have to really stray away from your normal routine. Just maybe try to incorporate it in your
And-
day-to-day activities.
Right. And when we say try, I would say try it for a while. Just don't try it once and you're like, ugh, give up. And you're like, it doesn't work. Try incorporating it into your life and see how it goes. Because it does take time to, build these habits, I would say.
Maybe at least a week. Try it out for a week.
Exactly. So, point number, where are we?
8.
Point number 8. So, maybe not before you build your calendar, but when you're building your calendar, when you're starting this whole new phase of trying to manage your time more effectively, assess your time. So monitor what you do, as sometimes you can just get whisked away by little mundane things that take a lot of time, but you're not realizing that it's happening. So for example, in a day when your day is over, you come home, you sit on your couch and you scroll through Instagram and you realize, oh, it's been 30 minutes, an hour that I'm just seated here, didn't even eat, didn't even order food. And I was just going through social media, watching videos, replying to friends or whatever. And those are the time that you could have used doing something else, like preparing your food or, I don't know, tidying up the house instead of like mindlessly doing nothing. So if it's something that you want to do, if you just want to scroll through your social media, great. But be aware of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis so that you can assess if it's something that you really want to do. So once you build your calendar and once you assess it, you look at, okay, last night actually from 7 to 7:30, I was just endlessly scrolling through social media. When you start having an overview of your calendar in that way, like a bird's eye view of these are what I've been doing in a day-to-day, then you can assess for yourself, do I really want to scroll through social media for an hour? Maybe I can just do it for 30 minutes. Maybe I can book myself 20 minutes and say, okay, 20 minutes, I'm going to look at social media and that's it. Once the alarm rings, then I'm done with social media and I can move on to preparing food or preparing my clothes for the next day. Just like when you want to lose weight, right? Most of the nutritionists would tell you to be aware of what you're eating. Have a food diary or log whatever you are eating so that you can calculate your calories or just at least assess what you've been eating. And from then, you can then know how much calories you have to remove off your day-to-day so that you can be in a deficit. In that way, you can also translate it to your time. When you assess your time, when you assess your daily things that you do, then you can tell yourself, oh, I don't need an hour, doing this. I can just take 20 minutes for that and then have the other 40 minutes doing something else. And in that way, you will feel much better because you know that you've spent that time with something that you want to do. And if that's social media, then go ahead. If that's creating a TikTok video, go ahead. But at least that's something you want to do and not just something that you mindlessly did because you weren't aware of the time passing by.
Well, I think that makes sense to a lot of people who are in our age range because they are addicted to social media, I would say, because the apps are formed and are created in a way that makes you want to spend endless hours on it nonstop.
Yeah.
So I think it also comes down to what your objectives are. Do you want to spend, or maybe you work in social media management or something, so you have to spend a lot of your time on social media. And, having said that, before you start this, you should assess how much time you spend on certain things for a week, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
Really good.
okay, I spend 1 hour cooking every day, so let me set up 7 to 8 for that. So I think it's just also planning your day to those micro levels as well, where you actually know what you're supposed to be doing and then do it. You should not stray, because even I get attached to social media towards the end of the day. Like, okay, my day is done. Now let me relax and unwind. Scroll endlessly on Instagram. But at the same time, I'm feeling bad. But at least I know I'm feeling bad because I'm aware of it. So just be aware of it at the end of the day. Know where you can actually eliminate certain things you do in a day to make yourself feel more productive and feel that you can go to sleep knowing that you did whatever you could at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. See, you said that you're not that into time management, but I feel like you are.
No, but that's because I learned when I was on my social media detox when I
True.
was offline for a few months.
Yeah.
Because I did realize I used to wake up really tired. I noticed that the last 30 minutes before I would go to bed, or even an hour, I would just spend on social media.
Yeah.
But I've now substituted it for YouTube and stuff. But I when I'm on YouTube, I make sure that I watch something which makes me smarter at the end of the day, or something that I really want to know more about.
Yeah.
Or if it's like stand-up comedy or a TED Talk or a Vox documentary or something like that. So something that I have a desire to know more about. And I spend and make myself more aware and give it additional time throughout my day, I would say. And even throughout work, during work, I would listen to a podcast or music because that's when people also don't distract you as much. They see you have your headphones on and they're like, okay, I'm
he's
not going to
busy.
talk to Josh. Let me talk to someone else.
Or he might be on a call or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's still some people who would still come up to you, knowing that there's earphones in your
Yeah.
hand. I'm like,
Or sometimes they wave at you and they're like, "Are you on a call?" And I'm like, "Should I say yes?"
no, I just put my one finger out and I'm like,
You're like,
I'll be with you in a sec. Just
yeah. Sometimes I just say no and I pause my podcast or my Audible or whatever I'm trying to listen to.
Okay, so number 9 is take advantage of your gap and downtime. So there are times, especially for me, when I have a lot of time where I'm not really doing anything. Like, let's just say waiting in line or on the train, on the metro going home, or on the pooper. And that's a time I think not a people utilize as much as they should. Like, let's say if you're in a coffee shop and the line is like, there are 4 or 5 people in front of you and you know it's going to take time for you to get your coffee. Use that time to pull out your phone or a book and maybe try to make yourself more productive. Like go through one of those games where you can study like a new word.
Maybe not a book. Imagine you're standing in line and you whip out your book and you're like,
I've done that.
Really?
But I have a Kindle, so it's
Okay,
relatively
Kindle is
easy.
fine,
I
but
just
like-
keep it in my pocket.
Okay, yeah.
So just pull out a book, like
That's
read
a
a
big
paragraph
pocket
or
you
two.
have.
I do.
Is that because you pick out a lot of money from
A
the
lot of money, and it's easy for me to store a lot of money in my pockets. So you can see me with like 500 dirhams and a Kindle inside my pocket.
There you go.
If anyone wants to know what I carry in my pocket before I leave home, it's that.
You're like, does it feel like I have 500 dirhams in my pocket? Okay, good enough. We can leave.
No, but I don't think a lot of people take advantage of the downtime.
Yeah.
Like, even when I'm in the toilet, I would bring my phone when I'm pooping. Obviously, I would sanitize it.
You mean in the office or at home?
Both.
Oh,
Why?
that's disgusting.
Girls and their hygiene.
But sometimes I'm in because they're cubicles, right? And sometimes I'm in one of them and I hear the girl next to me like on the phone talking while they're in the cubicle.
No, I never answer the phone while I'm
Yeah,
on the
but that's
pooper.
weird, no? Is it just me? I don't know. Maybe we should put it on the poll. Is it just me? I feel so weirded out that someone's talking on their phone inside the cubicle while maybe doing number 2. Because
Yeah.
it's dirty.
I would never do that. I'm always on my phone, like reading like a Medium article or on Quora or just playing one of those games which help improve your
mind, like Elevate or
Elevate or something like that. And I just think that you should always try to use those gap times. Like for me, I know my commute from my office to my home on the metro is around 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I know, okay, so maybe I can finish this podcast during this time.
Yeah.
Or finish this Audible book.
Or listen to Have a Nice Day.
Exactly, guys.
Like when you're driving, it doesn't have to be in the metro, but when you're driving to work, listen to an Audible book, listen to our podcast, listen to something. Something that would give you more knowledge on things, something that would educate you. Sometimes when I'm in line as well, because I don't use my phone a lot to message people, when I'm in line for, waiting for a coffee or wherever, I use that time to start messaging people saying, hey, how are you doing? How are you today? Or replying to whoever sent me a message, because I'm not always on WhatsApp or Instagram or whatever. So use that time effectively. Like, don't just stand in line waiting for
waiting
nothing.
idle.
You can
do
if
so
you
many
want
things.
to. Like your brain might be working or thinking of an idea, but if you're not doing anything, just whip out your phone and, instead of endlessly scrolling through social media, reply to someone or message someone and use it effectively, I would say.
I think that helps also with your multitasking capabilities. Like I know I've seen people on the treadmill and they're on their phone. I don't know what they're doing, but if I'm on a treadmill or when I'm out on a walk and I pull out my phone, I know it's something to like maybe check an email or reply to some friends, because at the same time I am exercising while trying to be productive.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm on the treadmill as well, I message people or I reply back to messages from before. Or sometimes I watch a YouTube video about nutrition or about exercise or about fitness or whatever.
Yeah, maybe while you warm up on the treadmill, you can work out. You can Google a workout that you can do. Like, let's say, okay, today's my chest day.
Yeah. And while I do strength training, I always listen to a podcast or an Audible.
I don't listen to music anymore at the gym.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I do music when I'm doing cardio, like when I'm running, because I can't retain information when I'm running or cycling. I need music to pump me up. But when I'm doing slow strength training, when it's more slower exercises with weights, I can concentrate on listening to a podcast. Shout out to Michelle Obama and her podcast.
Yeah, she definitely listens to this.
I
And
know.
she's like, oh, wow, Janine gave me a shout out. Get your life together.
I'm just a big fan, okay?
Hey, who knows? Maybe.
Thanks, Michelle Obama. If I get famous, I'll shove it on your face and be like, Michelle Obama tweeted at me, okay?
Yeah, saying?
Saying, hey girl, you've been doing so well. I'm proud of you. XOXO.
Then you see that she also sent that exact same message to 400 girls on her Twitter.
It's okay. As long as she mentions my name.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be
She's a
fangirling
fangirl.
over it.
Seriously, get your life
I
in
love
check.
Michelle Obama. I just love her so much. I need to find myself a Barack Obama.
Oh, I'm sure you're never gonna find one.
Because he's married, right?
Yeah.
To Michelle Obama. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent.
We are.
To wrap everything, so all of the 9 points that we said, you won't be able to do all of that if you don't take some time to rest and relax. The good R&R. So just take your time, sleep well, get in your 7+ hours of sleep if you can. And with that, you'll be able to book your calendar, put in your 3 tasks that you need to, and go through your day and manage your time more effectively if you've rested well, I would say. I think that's very, very important. And I feel now people are all about, the hustle, the making sure that we finish everything
Team
and
no
we do
sleep,
this.
all
Yeah.
that crap.
No, team sleep, because you need your sleep. Your body won't be able to function if you don't have enough sleep. Your mind won't be able to function if you don't have enough sleep. So make sure that you recharge your body, just like how you recharge your phones, and wake up with a fully charged body and mind.
Renewed and refreshed.
There, renewed and refreshed.
I think sleep plays a very, very critical part in all this.
Yeah.
Like, this ties up everything. You won't be able to do whatever we just said without a good night's rest. Another thing which I do, I track my sleep as well.
Oh, okay.
So I know how many hours I sleep. I know how many REM cycles I've accomplished in that
Deep sleep.
in my deep sleep.
Yeah.
So, and everyone is different. There are people I know who survive on 3 hours of sleep, and there are people I know, just like myself, who needs more than 6 hours. What is that?
I burped.
My
That's disgusting.
Jesus Christ. Good luck finding a Barack Obama like that. Mid-podcast.
It just came out because I'm drinking a protein shake. So
Get your life together. Michelle Obama would never burp on our podcast. I'm just saying.
sorry, I'm no Michelle Obama. I'm just a fangirl. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's okay.
You said that you were monitoring your sleep.
Yeah, monitor your sleep. Cool guys, gang.
Good advice, bruh.
Yeah. So yeah, I know people who survive on 6 hours of sleep versus 8 hours of sleep, just like myself. But just be aware of what your body can tolerate. Because there's always these rules: get 8 hours of sleep, have 8 cups of water a day. But it doesn't necessarily apply to everyone. But yeah, just be aware and try to get as much sleep as you can. Get your body focused, get your body energized. And if you are a morning person, start by doing the biggest task that you have assigned to you right in the morning.
Or the most creative tasks in the morning, because your brain is much more hyped up, much more creative in the morning, and then you can go forth with the smaller tasks, I would say. So I just want to wrap up this whole podcast saying that we all have the same amount of time. It's really just a matter of using that time wisely. Like, we all have 24 hours in a day. You do, I do. There's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do to stretch that time. But what we can do is use it effectively and use it in a way that helps fulfill our calling in life, I would say. Because the more that you fill your time with things that you enjoy doing, things that you want to do, things that you feel more productive in doing, then you'll feel more fulfilled. You'll feel more happy instead of feeling that you're wasting your time. And another day, another hour, another minute has just flew away without you noticing it.
Yeah. We all have the same number of hours in a day, like compared to like Bill Gates or Beyonce.
Yeah.
And I don't like people who say, I wish there were more hours in a day. That doesn't change anything. Even let's say if you have 28 hours in a day, then let's say your hour will not be 60 minutes. It'll be less than that. So just try to make sure that everything you do is leading to up your goal or something that you really want to take charge of.
It's not easy. I didn't just, wake up saying, oh, I manage my time effectively right away. Oh, I do this, and this. But it's just a matter of making it a habit. And in order to make that habit, you need to do it every single day and just push yourself. And the more that you do it, the less effort it will take for you. It will become natural in your life.
Like, you'll be able to make decisions faster. And they say, if you want something to become a habit, you should do it consecutively for, I think, 18 or 21 days. So just try to challenge yourself. It's not the end of the year. We're still in September. Maybe you can start turning your life around and work on yourself to be a happier and more productive person.
Yeah, it's never too late to start anything.
Yeah.
And also just try it. There's no harm in trying. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work. But if it does, then you've gained something really great.
Exactly. That's what you taught me as well. Because there's some points where I've actually approached Janine and like, should I try this? Should I do this? And she's like, try it. What did we talk about? We always talk about trying. I think that word is very powerful in itself.
Just
so thank
try
you
it.
for pushing me to do stuff which is outside of my comfort zone. So guys, thank you for listening again to this podcast, episode 6. And was all done because of a request from one of our listeners. Please do continue to send us questions, comments, feedback, or something you would like us to talk about through our email, which is halfanicedayshow@gmail.com, or slide into our DM on Instagram at halfaniceDayPodcast. Please do follow us on our socials as well. And please do follow us on Spotify and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Please do leave a review and a 5-star rating if you really like this episode, or any other medium where you listen to podcasts. So on that note, guys,
Have a nice day.